But hey, here we are. Here we are. It's a learning experience, mostly for me. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It's not really a TED Talk because there's nobody there. It's sunny and bright and lighting is a challenge. But what we're gonna do is put something in here that it's never had before. It's not that exotic really. I mean, actually it had one before, I presume. It's not had one as long as I had. It's a sway bar. Today will be interesting. Got everything we need in here, probably, minus one or two. I've got some end links in the box. Got some bushings. And the aforementioned sway bar with brackets. Now, one thing I didn't think of when I was ordering them, I don't know if I have bolts to put them in. So we'll have to figure that out. We're also not on my usual driveway. I'm on vacation, and because I work 2 jobs about 80 hours a week, I never stop doing things, whether I want to or not. So, jack stands. We'll show you how to do this safely, probably, at least in a way that won't have OSHA crap their pants. One caveat to this, as I record this much later, now that I finally got time to edit. What I'm about to say in long words is don't try this at home. What I've done in the first portion of this video is clearly not enough to jack up a car safely when you're not on asphalt or concrete or any kind of solid surface. If you must jack up a car, find that stable surface. If you are, for some reason, unable to do so and you must jack up the car, perhaps you can glean a little bit of what is in this video so that you can learn from my mistakes. As you're about to see, it almost went very badly. I kind of wish I'd put this project off. It would have saved me a lot of headache and potential heartbreak. But here we are. Everything turns out fine, spoiler alert. But didn't feel very good at the time. First thing we'll do is get the car on a relatively level patch of dirt, as level as dirt gets, I suppose. Then of course it comes to putting the car in the air. For that we have our hydraulic jack and 4 jack stands. I'm using 4 because overkill is underrated. We probably only need to lift the front, but if I'm doing the front, I might as well do the back. Before you get it up though, you want to break the lug nuts loose, of course, with breaker bar, unless of course you're in a field with air tools, then yeah, use your impact gun. Now it's important to note that we are on dirt. As such, it is not as rigid as asphalt or concrete might be. So we have some steel plates to put underneath the jack stands, stop them from digging a hole to China. We've got here, used to be, I presume, there's a non-stick pan that was used for target practice for a bit. I'm gonna lay that underneath my jack. It's not quite long enough. So we've got these guys, which are gonna act as little rails for the back wheels. I'll pretend I did the other one. And then we got this guy over here, which is gonna go underneath the jack stand. That was loud. So we should be able to avoid a sinkhole effect. This is when I run out of things to say on the matter. But here we are at the back, and it's going to be a similar process, except I have a central jacking point on the back. I don't know if it's the prescribed one, but here we go. It's gonna be hard to see, take my word for it. I'm gonna do the same process, jack it up in the middle, and then jack stands on either side. It's not hard to imagine. Gives me a chance to look back there too, even though I don't want to, there's probably a lot of rust. And last, because I'd like to be able to wear this shirt in public later, I've got cardboard we can lay on. And I'll probably zip tie these around my knees for comfort. All of this is hopefully gonna mean that I've improved the handling on Eddie. Now he handles pretty well. I mean, I just got some fresh summer tires. I'll show you a cutaway of the old ones that were on there. yeah, a little bit of racing slick action going on there. And we'll have another cutaway here showing just what's going on without a sway bar. As I'm jumping up and down on the side of this rather irresponsibly, you can see how it rocks left to right. Now let's compare this to Felix, which has his factory sway bar and not nearly as much deflection going on there. So how does a sway bar work? Well, it links the left and the right wheels to keep the car level in the corner. When one wheel comes up in the corner, the sway bar connected to the other end will bring the other wheel up. This maintains traction between the two wheels, improving your handling and reducing tire wear. Hopefully, I do enjoy cornering, and my older tires suffered because of that. Enough talk though, let's put them in the air, and I'll probably want to put these away. Yeah, they'll be important later. Let's put these in the box. Yeah. So now that the car is floating, kind of like it's in for aerospace repairs, slide some cardboard underneath, and I've got a ratchet ready with a 13mm because anything of structure underneath this car has been 13mm in the past. But I've also got the 10, 11, and 15 because of GM in the 90s. Could be anything. And I might need, I'm gonna need my other camera for this angle. Okay, what we have here is the flex pipe, not important. Over here though, we have one of the bolts will be taken out, then a second, then repeat the other side. Oh my God, they're 17s. Probably. Let's just get them all. Oh, shit, which one am I looking for? Wait, is that the... So one of these goes to the control arm. That should be this one. So don't want to touch that one. Going for this one, the outboard one. I'm glad I checked. Okay, that's it. That's the one. It's a 15 after all. It's gonna be very important. We want this one. I'm not confident any of this is in focus. Okay. Okay, that's nice. 3 more to go. So here we have the I hope it comes loose. This is y'all better come loose. There it goes. It wasn't hard, was it? Shit. This presents its own difficulties. There we go. Hey! There it goes. So with that loose, we now bring in our floor jack again because we need to support this cross member as we loosen it, otherwise ka-thunk. I don't like ka-thunks. Yeah, here's where things could get interesting because I'm loosening the bolts as the floor jack is resting up against the cross member. It's also very flexible underneath the floor jack, so it's not like I have a hard point where I can look for. So it's all been a little bit of a guessing and hoping for the best. Maybe I'll give it a little more. There we go. Just snug you up. Hey! Oh God, it's... Ugh. Ooh. Cutting over to our B-cam real quick, we see a big pile of rust there because that all came out of this bolt hole. In fact, it still is. Yeah, there's a lot of rust there, I'm not gonna lie. I'll see if I can get a wire brush and clean that up, but otherwise, you know what? As I'm looking at it, there might be enough. This should be okay. But back to what's important here. I've got yet another bolt to go, and then the other two. They are loose, it just doesn't seem to be lowering the crossmember any. So this might be a function of some more rust. Well, we'll just see, I guess. So all 4 bolts are out, no problem there. We appear to be supporting crossmember with our jack stand, with our floor jack. So this will be fun while I try this one-handed. Let's see if she drops. No, she does not. Instead, I get the jack dropping. Might need some persuading. So the book was not the complete guide. You still have to use your own eyes. And, well, let me just go ahead and move in. So the 4 bolts we were dealing with weren't quite the thing. We've also got 2 bolts, one on either side, right near my brake line. Those are also securing the crossmember to the front, to the subframe of the car. And those needed to come loose. I think we might be free float. Yep, we're free floating now. Oh, it's rubber. Nice. I know you can't see me, but trust me, I'm doing things. All right, so here goes nothing. I think everything's clear. Oh shit, it is moving. B-cam, B-cam, B-cam. Let's turn that on. Ever so gently. Maybe it was earlier. Yes, here we go, here we go. Oh, stop, it's a line. Oh shit. Call me crazy, but I think that's kind of resting on the exhaust a little bit. Well, how much clearance do we have? I'm not able to see anything because the angle of my camera. Oh, it's right there. Well, hey, that's all we need. I'm okay with that. I don't know, now's as good a time as any, I think, to look at our brackets, see what they require. Oh, geez. So what have you missed? Well, safety PSA, if you're gonna do what I've been doing, use some wider supports for your jack stands. Don't use things that are half the width. We had a bit of a roll because this whole thing's on a slope. So things started to shift as I was trying to reposition one of the jack stands. Was barely able to get a wheel and a 2x6 underneath this side. The other side just went in the dirt. So I'm calling it a day. I think I deserve beer, but we were able to shift a couple things around, get some lumber under tires. Yeah, I'm done. It's time for beer. I'll catch you tomorrow, which for you is going to be in like 3 seconds. Actually, I lied. We also need to get some bolts tomorrow. In addition to some 2x12s to make some bigger supports for the jack stands. I got to get 2 bolts. You can't see this because it's small. At least 10 mil, well, at most 10 millimeter in diameter. Hopefully I can get some 15 millimeter bolt heads just to make everything symmetrical, and no more than 15 millimeters, however long that is in Roman Catholic inches long. Fortunately, the threads in the cross members seem to be intact because they're covered in grease and oil and grime, so that kept the rust at bay. Downside is I was covered in grime. I don't have any high intensity hand cleaner on me, so maybe I'll buy some of that too. And some silicone lubricant, just because that's a good thing to put on the bushings. So yeah, that was longer than 3 seconds for you to wait for the next day. I don't apologize for that. 24 hours later, and I am arguably older and debatably wiser. I think you know my stance on that issue. And we've learned a few things. We have given more support to our jack stands. We are leaving the rear wheels to do some supporting. I've also been around to the local hardware store, which isn't really local. It's a chain. It's a giant chain. You probably know it. It's got giant orange buckets. Not an endorsement. I have no money, hence what I drive. And I've rated just about every metric bolt with pitch and length that I think is appropriate. Time will tell if I was right. I think this is a good strategy. Like, you buy multiple lottery tickets with different numbers. You know, it's like, yeah, you spend more up front, but you're more likely to get a hit. Not really. Nobody really wins these. So now I'm basically back where I was yesterday, minus the effects of gravity. Well, gravity's still affecting us. It's just the adverse ones. Anyway, having gotten loose all the bolts there, we've got our jack running underneath. Yesterday, they're telling me you only need to drop that cross member about 3 inches. I think I was lucky if I was getting 1.5. I'm imagining it's getting hung up on the exhaust. So I doubt I'll be able to remove the exhaust on a 21-year-old car without considerable time and effort. So I have loosened it from the hangers. I'll cut away to a B-cam shot of that. Remove those from the supports, and hopefully that'll give me enough play just to get everything down. Honestly, this is guesswork. Like, I'm learning as you guys are. I'm not an expert. Okay, I doubt you can see me. It's dark, but this is the moment. Everything's being supported right now by this jack in conjunction with other jack stands, because, you know, it's a lot for one little guy. These have been taken loose. All the bolts are out, inboard, outboard, and the upper. So watch. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nice and easy. Okay, I don't know how much that was. That's pretty much where it was yesterday. Something else is slowing us down. But it's worth looking to see if the bolts I've got fit into the holes that we have. Brake cleaner and Scotch-Brite. Need to clean up this gunk. Oh, hang on. What are you? It could be I only had to buy 1 bolt. So this is typical General Motors in the 90s, using a structural bolt in order to secure the wiring harness or some other line in the same spot. And in fairness, it does save some time for the installers, but for a guy like me working in not a driveway, it does make me mighty nervous that I might be undoing something crucial. And in this case, it secures what appears to be a brake line. Okay, I can live with that. If this cross member went down just a little bit more, that'd be very helpful. Okay, what are my options here? Okay, this is doable. And the beauty is, this should also tell me what kind of bolts I need on the other side. So I should just have to line them up next to each other. I'm quite grateful they didn't throw this away, because I would not have had a way to attach those brake lines otherwise. That looks like a very specialized part. Well, there it is. I don't know how to feel about it, but there it is. That is which should secure the sway bar bracket to the cross member. Now, so begins the process of figuring out what this is. And I got this handy little organizer, and I'll be able to organize bolts and such. So, starting out, these look a little too thick. These are my M12s, so I'm not even gonna look at those. And I've got these guys, which are M8s. The pitch looks way too fine for that, so there. And some M10s with a 1.5 pitch. These look kind of close. I think I've got some of these in a 30 millimeter. M10 1.5 at 30 millimeters. Those look pretty darn close. So, and I've got some M10 washers as well. And this is another thing. I always see on these YouTube channels, you know, someone's trying to open a package, they got just an X-Acto blade, like a razor blade, and they're trying to open stuff. Like, come on, look, even this is more preferable because it's longer, it's a little more sweeping, it's something you can hang on to without pinching, and then when you want to get fancy, I mean, you can get all kinds of things. Like, I mean, this is my big box breaker. Yeah, I'm enjoying that one. And for the more fine, delicate, open the mail. Not bad. You probably don't care. My other job is dealing with knives, so I kind of deal with this stuff a lot. But anyway, we're going back here, and I'm seeing we've got good pitch here. Everything matches. And with the benefit of a washer, everything should be nice and clean. So, need that there, put you there, and yet again, let's get fancy. Some of this is just showing off. Okay, now hopefully we're at the point of actually shoving this guy in here. I know it doesn't look very long, but this doesn't actually have to go very far. So this has also come with a couple of bushings. They look a little rough, so since I'm installing a new sway bar, I might as well put some new bushings in. And once again, fancy knife. Open the package, not just a razor blade. You're gonna cut yourself on the razor blade, and you're not gonna have a good time because it's small. Those are tougher to deal with. So nice. Ooh, let's go ahead and put these on while I can out here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a bit of a tight fit though. Huh. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. Likely not. Okay, so I bought the wrong bushings. All right, so I should be able to just snake this through. Maybe, no, maybe we'll come in from the back. Come on, buddy, come on, just clear that brake line. Okay, maybe this does need to come down a little further. Just to try and get a little more leeway. I have dropped the jack, so maybe this can move. A little more, okay. Oh, that's got promise. Okay, maybe. Might as well plug in for my pithy comments. All right, cable. I need to figure out a wireless solution. Oh, okay, up a little. Oh, here's what's going on. All right. That's good progress. Progress is good. Oh, hello. What are you caught on? Nothing. Oh, fucking nothing. Yeah, man, I'm looking at it. It's some kind of wire harness. Oh. I think I can maneuver it up and over, though. Shite. Holy shit. Holy shit. All right. Okay, good. Progress. I like progress. Hey there, buddy. Hey, good to see ya. All right. I've been looking for you. There's one problem though. You're supposed to go underneath the tie rod. I'm thinking a little bit of wedging, a little bit of shoving, a little bit of ignoring my phone might actually get this thing around. Go right now, here's my tie rod, here's the sway bar. It's got to go here. Oh, hello. Hello, nurse. I'm gonna guess, and don't tell me, because it's probably on the other camera. I think I just did one of these movements. Yep. Okay. Maybe I can just wiggle it back and forth. Oh, hello. You're underneath there. Oh, shit. Okay. Not the end of the world. Oh, what were you? We twisted already? Okay. That's not the end of the world. It's what you're meant to do, kind of. Just not at the moment. Ho! Hey. All right. Oh yeah. Huh? Oh, fuck yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think we're okay. I think this is gonna work. So no panicking yet. There's plenty of time to panic. There's plenty. I'll do that later. But let's get some lubricant on those bushings. I'm going with a silicone lubricant on this because oil-based lubricants actually eat rubber. I don't really know how much I'm supposed to put in there. I just kind of sprayed with abandon. That's how I roll. Next, bolts. That sits in there pretty well, actually. So let's see about securing it. Hey y'all, check out my new single. Hey, that actually threaded. I am impressed with myself a little bit. Still moves? Because it's supposed to. There's a difference. Now is the moment of truth to see if that bolt indeed does work in there. Ooh, that's promising. I know this is very exciting for you to watch, I'm sure, considering you can't really see what I'm working on. But trust me, things are happening. Oh, no, get in the hole! Having trouble getting it threaded. Not anymore. Yeah, just like a 1/16 of a turn at a time. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna tighten everything down just yet, because I still need to get the end links on. It looks like it just, I think everything's gonna be clear. Okay, let's get some end links on here. Then we'll button it up and be done. What is done? I don't know. Before I get too far, I gotta re-secure that one bolt that holds those brake lines down. Although, should I? I'm not even torqued down yet. Maybe. Let's secure these first. With what hardware? What tools? I'm losing stuff. All right, now this might be a little bit easier for you to see, but it's gonna be a bitch for me. So I'm gonna kind of wedge myself in next to this camera. Hello. And there we have it. We have a little cushion on the bottom, cushion there, spacer, cushion, stabilizer bar, cushion, and other bushings, but cushion sounds a little better for what I'm dealing with. They've been thread locked. They have not been tightened down yet. I'm gonna do the other side off camera. Okay, the other side is arranged. I believe now is the time to jack this cross member back up, bolt those up. I have arranged the end lengths so that the upper nut is now flush with the end of that bolt. Once I've buttoned up the cross member, I'll put a little weight underneath the, I'll put the suspension under tension, and that's to say, put the jack right under there, jack it up just enough so it has a load, and then we'll cinch down those tie rod end lengths, and I will have a sway bar. For the first time I've ever had this vehicle. That's something, and I get why this doesn't have one. This is not because they were an option or anything like that. I suspect that this has been, well, we know for a fact, based on damage we found, this has been in a front end collision before, and this must have bent or otherwise damaged the sway bar, and most people don't notice when they're gone. So, and I imagine the previous owner, instead of going to a dealer or anything like that, they just went to a simple mechanic who said, never gonna miss this. And probably just turned around and sold it on eBay. Kind of like how I bought this one. Yeah, I bought it on eBay because I can't find Sunfires in junkyards anymore. But that's where we are. Oh, I got dirt on my new bushings. Nope, that's as up as it's gonna get. Okay, so the cross member is not quite in position. I have jacked it, but I don't know how much more it'll take before I start coming off of those jack stands. So let's make sure all bolts are threaded, and then at the very least, yeah, okay, I can tighten this boy up a little bit. And once everything's threaded, then I should be able to apply some load here and on the other side to make sure everything is completely snug. So, hello. Don't know why I didn't do this sooner. It's just made all the difference in the world. Nice. Now, of course, I'm going to be scientific and actually torque everything down to spec. Okay, that just raised up a bit, so I might be sitting here for a little bit. Well, it's at a spec. And so are these guys. All right, now I feel totally justified in pulling this guy out. Nice. Yank him out of there. Oh, let's put those exhaust hangers back together. Sure enough. Very easy. Okay. All right, that's all I can think of. Let's put a load on that suspension and cinch up our tie rod links. No, not tie rod, stabilizer bar links. The bits on the end. We'll do that. All right, now I know the danger here. As I'm applying a load to suspension, I'm taking load off a jack stand. Ooh, whole thing's coming up. Oh, there we go. I'm feeling a little better about that. I might speed this up. That's off. That's off the jack stand now. So, switching sockets. It's my 5/8 up top, yes. And I got an adapter for the other one, 9/16 on the bottom. Because weirdly, this thing is, these new parts are imperial, while the rest of the car has been metric. If that seems odd to you, I understand. It's going a little better. You know what? The instructions did say to leave the first 2 to 3 threads showing. I dare say that's what's showing. Well, I learned a few important things. One is make sure, for the love of God, that your jack stands are level, as in plumb, as in not tilted to one side. The other one is, yes, you can, in fact, reinstall a sway bar after it's been missing for 10 odd years, 11 odd years. 1 on 12. I got them in, oh my God, I've had them 12 years. That's been a good car. $2,600 well spent by mom and dad. I bought it from them later. Got everything in there now. Everything seems to be holding up. It's all roughly to spec. I'm gonna get him back on the ground, get him on his wheels, and we'll cut to future me to do a drive and see if everything buttoned up okay. Feels pretty good. Back to you. Thanks, future me. And if you're interested in doing this yourself and you want to know the advantages, well, you want to know the advantages before you even tried this. Here is that clip of me earlier jumping on the car, quite ridiculously. And you can see how much sway there is. Now let's cut to another one. This I'm going to film tomorrow, so I don't know how it's going to look, but you can probably see there's a little less side-to-side roll going on. Pretty much what I was going for. As for why I'm still wearing one glove, good question. The other one ripped off much earlier. But that is another Leadfoot in the can. We'll see if I have time to edit this. I still got 2 in the chamber. Did some air conditioning and did some stereo work, which you've probably already seen, since those I'm going to cut those before. So there's some links right over there for those videos. Make sure you subscribe so I can get some subscriber growth. Feed the algorithm, comment, etc., 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 etc. All the things that YouTubers tell you to do, even though I don't want to be a YouTuber. And yet I'm posting on this platform. We'll see. I don't know. I might end up being a hypocrite. This may not age well.